Hi, I am Brittany with Birth It Forward, certified birth and bereavement doula, certified yoga instructor, and family photographer. And this is
Hi, I'm April with Birth It Forward, certified doula, and I am a postpartum doula with Birth It Forward as well.
awesome. So today we are going to talk about some foods that we usually give ideas for our clients. We are not nutritionists, so we're not going to recommend that you eat certain foods during labor, but we will give you some ideas of foods that are what we have found to be most beneficial for our families, foods that are generally high in protein and low in sugar. So these are foods that are meant to help give you the energy that you need to continue through a very heavily event
Mm-hmm.
while still providing you some longer energy release through the protein so that if you're tired or just dragging, the sugar is going to give you that initial boost and then protein is going to keep you from crashing, theoretically.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
love it. I have a lot of clients that ask me what they should eat during early labor. So,
I get those questions all the
yeah.
time. So we compiled a little list for you, whether you're a doula or another mom in labor. This is a great list of some and drinks that can help you through that early labor stage, or even in active labor if you're up for eating. But I do find, I don't know about you, but I find most of my clients who are in the active labor stage don't usually want to eat much. Usually the drinks are more receptive
Mm-hmm.
during
Mm-hmm.
active labor. So foods are more early labor time and drinks are more active labor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
which brings us to some liquids, and hospitals generally have this first one, broth.
Broth.
In
Yes.
smoothies.
Hospitals are big on broth.
They are big on broth.
Mhm.
Make sure that if you're using the hospital one, though, they're usually low sodium, so you have to add salt to it. Otherwise, it's like not so great.
Yeah. Or
And
just bring your own.
bring your own, yeah. And again, look for something that has high protein content.
Yes.
Often the ones at the hospital, they're just plain broth
Mm-hmm.
and low sodium content, but they also really don't have a very good protein content to them.
Yeah.
So take a look at that before you pick one. Um, but that does bring us to smoothies.
Yes. I love smoothies.
Me too. Me too. And you can get a store-made one, like at what, Smoothie King?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or I love the naked smoothies.
Oh, really?
Those are
Okay.
really good. You can just pull it out of the bag and drink it, even though they start refrigerated, but most hospitals have refrigerators, so you can just put it
Mhm.
right in the fridge
Yeah.
and then you pull it out when you're ready. I had that before my last baby's birth.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a great breakfast.
Right. And those can be great because they're
Mhm.
cold, and a lot of
Mhm.
times people run hot whenever they're in labor.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
love those ones.
Hmm.
There are other smoothie options out there too, and of course you can make your own. The great thing about making your own is you can add some protein powder in it. And
Hmm.
now you have a protein smoothie.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can make it however you want. So,
And one thing that I like to do with smoothies is I like to task dad in making a smoothie, or the
yes,
partner, because
yes.
sometimes they're kind of running around trying to find something to do. And
Mhm.
if you ask them to make a smoothie, it keeps them busy for a little bit.
It does.
So,
It
and it
does.
makes them feel useful.
It does.
Awesome.
So that brings us to the protein shakes. What's your favorite?
There's been a few different protein shakes that I've really enjoyed. What's some of your favorites though?
So I have Orgain powder and I have PB2.
PB2, yes.
But if you want it pre-made, so Orgain makes a really good pre-made one, and then Premier makes a good pre-made shake. My kids tell me it tastes just like chocolate milk. So they'll ask for chocolate milk, and that's what they mean. They mean the Premier protein shake.
Awesome. I love that. Awesome. One of my favorites that I see on here is our electrolyte drinks, like Liquid IV.
Mm-hmm.
Those can be really, really
Those are good.
helpful.
Personally, I don't like Liquid IV at all. I
Really?
don't like the flavor. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's got that fake sugar taste to me, and
Mm,
I do not like it. I can't stand it.
yeah.
I have a hard time with Orgain too, which is why I mix it with things
Yeah.
because it's got stevia,
Hmm.
and I'm not a stevia fan.
I know you also have a hard time with coconut water.
I
Although
do.
that made the cut too.
I do. I don't like coconut water. So I'm giving tricks out for if you don't like those
She's
flavors.
sharing her secrets with you
Yes.
guys.
Coconut water is fantastic. It is a really good natural electrolyte balancer. But as you know, I have tried several different coconut waters and I don't like them. So what I do is I take my coconut water and instead of using sink water, I use the coconut water in my smoothie or as a base for my protein shake. Or I get body armor.
Yeah.
Body armor is a really good protein, not protein, I'm sorry, coconut water based electrolyte drink,
Yeah.
and it tastes so good.
Yeah.
Tastes so good.
There's so many different flavors.
Mhm.
And again, something else that's easy to toss
Yep.
in your bag so it's ready to go.
Yep. Something else to make a note of with certain coconut waters. There's another brand out there that I really did like a lot, but I am caffeine free. I have been for years. Pregnant families can drink caffeine, but it's recommended not to drink over, is it 120 milligrams?
That sounds about right.
It equates to about 2 cups of coffee a day, 1 to 2 cups. Well, one of the coconut waters has caffeine in it. So
Okay.
I can't think of
Read your labels.
Yeah,
people.
read your label.
It's all about the labels.
And I can't think of the brand right off the top of my head right now.
If we think of it later, though, we can totally add it to the comments.
Absolutely. Yes. And if you know what the brand is, by all means, tell us.
Yes. And feel free to tell us what are some of your favorite snacks in the comments.
Yes,
as
I would
well.
love to hear some of your favorite snacks, especially some that are high in protein, low in sugar,
Yes.
and might be really good for early labor. However, something to make a note of. You may not, it's not going to be super pleasant if it comes back up.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Something that happens frequently in labor is those hormone changes and fluxes can make you very nauseous. And oftentimes women do throw up as they transition from sometimes early labor to active labor, but most often from active labor to transition. So
with that being said, you want to make sure that whatever's going down, you wouldn't mind seeing again, just in case it makes a debut before the baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are our favorite go-to foods and drinks for your early labor and even some for labor. So again, if you have some ideas and recommendations, let us know in those comments. I can't wait to hear what you guys like to have.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe as well so that you can follow us and see the next videos that we're going to come out with.